really about growing muscle, getting big, or anything like that. I have my specific needs, but then it's mostly longevity, healthy joints sort of base. So I figured I'd give you a little sneak peek into what it takes to maintain this bod. I don't really use battle ropes for cardio anymore, but they are a very good way to easily warm up the arms, shoulders, core in like 360 degrees. So pretty nice. We'll give it a shot. And I don't go with my whole body because I have a bad back, right? So, this is really just like a prehab sort of exercise for my joints, forearms and wrists too. It's really nice. The rope's a little thick, so you get some wrist warm up as well. But I like to do a few minutes here before doing anything. Oops, God, I hit myself in the fucking groin, of course. Wouldn't be alive without a nice groin strike, right? I see someone in the chat. Catch on my rest period. This is really good for getting an arm pump if you're interested in that at all. Shoulders too, but I mean, for the range of motion that you do, you can get a really big bang for your buck. And I'll show you what I mean in a moment. I'll show you. Okay. Shonen. Oh. Doing a little workout today. A little different. So, nothing like specifically striking, but, just some of the stuff I do in the behind the scenes, you know what I mean? What are you up to today? I already feel like a decent pump coming in. It's just crazy. I think these are like, I don't know. I can't remember the poundage. I want to say like 15, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's no joke. I think I'm going to superset this with some calves. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't train the calves, but since your feet connect you to everything else and drive from the floor, and because I'm a dancer, I prioritize the feet. Camellia Os, welcome to stream. Little Sunday workout. Show you my gams, okay? Let's see, I don't know how good the lighting is. But I did about 15-ish minutes on the bike before this just to kind of raise the core temperature. Really, it's really good for like pulling with the hamstrings. That's like probably the hardest muscle group to hit at home because it's just kind of uniquely placed. So I've got bands and I've got like a cable pulley system, but even just like thinking instead of pushing the pedals of the bike, I'm kind of pulling with the hamstrings. It's a really good warm-up. I like to press up pretty high on the balls of the feet. Again, it's the dancer in me, but I want that maximum height for when I go for like knees to the face. Do you understand me, YouTube? Do you understand me? Can you say something in Spanish? I don't speak Spanish. I'm going to allow this, Danny. Thank you. I appreciate that. I used to have a really like, it was like I would sit down and I would be like lifted off, I weighed like 220 and like I was squatting like 500 plus pounds. So but that's what it takes for me to have the enormous shelf. So I just don't, start panting like a dog. Here's the thing, Jake. Incoming Andrew Tate jokes. Exactly. It only takes a couple minutes, but Jacob, giving me commands is like the last way to get me to do what you want. So, I mean, and especially when you open like that, unlike you're trying to negotiate down, right? You want something else. All right. Again, I'm just going to do like one more set of this to warm up the shoulders and tris and bis, and then I'll probably get into the work, the real bulk of the work. See here, like I can get resistance in like a circular range. It's just like the right amount, you know. God, I'm gonna hold these extra bits. Double the grip work, you know. I wonder what the people that pass by outside think about what's going on in here. Yep, it's burning. It works. Here's the thing, it's working. If anyone watches Physical 100 Asia, spoiler alert, they had battle ropes as an event. And it's pretty funny. Some people that have never seen or touched them, you know? All right. We'll do another set of calves here. Did you catch the UFC fight last night? I did not. I don't know if other people are wary of spoilers, but I don't really care personally. So, I mean, I don't really follow the UFC nowadays. I tried to get into karate combat. It's still like they're adapting and they're adding some new stuff, but they're still not really there for me, you know? The idea is really good, but I don't know. It's just not as exciting. The pit's kind of interesting. I don't know. All right. Let's lift a little weight. And I mean a little, you know, it's not gonna be a lot. But I'll show you one of these exercises put 2 inches, wink, onto my arms, specifically the triceps. This exercise I'm about to show you gave me this, okay? I weigh like 150 pounds, and this is what my arms look like. So, you know, try it. All right. In the days of pancration and Greco-Roman wrestling, the question wasn't, how much do you bench press? Because bench press hadn't been invented yet, right? There wasn't really like a practical use case scenario for being horizontal and then pressing something off of you like this. Just not super practical, right? But in the old days, they used to ask, how much do you pull over? And that's what we're doing today. Some pullovers. Old school. This also really developed my serratus muscles and the lats. So if you are a boxer, if you do planche, right, gymnastics, that protraction here that you're gonna get in the pullover, pretty peak, as the kids say, right? Okay. And since I'm already pretty warm, I'm just gonna go to an easy working weight. And I don't do super heavy pullovers anymore. I used to do pullovers with like 225, but that's how much I weighed. So I think having a bodyweight pullover is pretty, you know, dope. It's good enough. Can you say what? Are you asking me to say hello? Hello. Welcome to stream. I've been doing calisthenics for a week. I don't know if it's because I'm not used to do it, but it's much harder than traditional weightlifting. Yeah, it's more dynamic, right? And it's like more stabilizers are involved. You know, with weightlifting, you can isolate certain areas. So you're only as strong as like your weakest link, right? So even if you have a good bench press, a lot of people get rotator cuff injuries because those small muscles don't get really worked out well, right? But when you do calisthenics and move through all these ranges, you do. It just takes more time, right? Because you got to build up everything. Can you say hello for my friend, Gina? Hello, Gina. Want a box? Sure. Oh. Pull over. Bam, bam. Where you at? Come on. Come on, go for it. Rock fan, I don't know if you're a bot or not, but yeah, you're going to stop by for a sparring match? This attack is ongoing spreading. Well, unfortunately, I'm not able to really do anything about those sorts of things. I got a bad back, you see. So, I'm not getting drafted. Too many bone spurs. Your footwork very strange. You can't even see my feet. How can you see my footwork strange? Right? Boom, boom. Boom. See, I do pivot on the lead hook because, you know, I want a lot of rotation from a short range. I fight a lot off the lead side, so I like to get as much extra PAM. And I do palm in, because if you're in short range, you should be doing palm in for the alignment, okay? Case closed. Here we go. All right, so key to this, a lot of people do this exercise with straight arms, and that's like a lot harder. It works a lot of in here, but if you do it with bent arms only, you get some very good tricep, elbow musculature development. Okay, so here I'm gonna let it stretch all the way back. So it's touching the ground now. This exercise is great. If you keep your elbows in, you're gonna hit the triceps really hard. Lats kind of get involved, not for me, but mine are pretty strong. And then towards the end, you get the pecs involved as well. So you do get some chest development. And then you can easily do like a close grip press. So what I'll do is I'll often like start by doing like a sort of French press pullover toss, right? Until I can't really do that anymore because that's like limited by your like final few degrees of extension. Then when you can't do that anymore, you just go bent arm. Oh, and this is where the moneymaker is for growing the tricep. Again, I'm not trying to grow really, but. And then once the pullover part is too hard and you feel like you're not going to get it past your eyes anymore, then you blast a few of these, finish it off. Very underutilized, underpracticed, underrated exercise. And already I can feel just this huge pump. You know what I mean? Like, look at this. Do you see that? Oh my God. Go to Russian style footwork. I've been looking at Russian boxers because it's fascinating to me. I don't really fully understand the style, but it's like really like rolled over and like pendular. It's a very interesting concept. I think probably slept on. But there's this one guy I was following. I can't remember who it is anymore, but I think Russian style, there's some unique wisdom in there that, you know, it's like, it looks easy, right? It looks like they're kind of like draped, and then everything's kind of like, whoom, whoom. Very cool. Lomachenko had some of the best footwork. True. Very true. All right. I'm gonna do sort of a wider. This is an easy curl bar, so I like the angles for the wrists a little bit better, you know. Oh yeah. Strong wrists are like one of my top priorities. Right. As someone that throws these hands. Okay, let's switch to close grip. And I like to bring it up a little bit here at the end, because the biceps, as some of you may know, crosses the shoulder joint. So it's partially responsible for this action here, and right, lifting the guard up, developing endurance in that. Because if you've boxed, you know, if you're going, it's like, it's hard to maintain hands up after a while, especially if you blitz someone and think you're about to like take them down or whatever, and then they just endure it. It's like, well, I spent everything, so now it's like all of your punches like have no power. Does this target brachialis? Yes, right here. And then if you can get a like sort of this range, which is kind of what I was doing, you get in between here, which is partially responsible. You can't really, I'm not super lean right now, but I have a decent brachialis, which pushes the other two up. So it gives you more size, and it also gives you the illusion of more size. Who's your favorite boxer or fighter? Oh man, that's so hard. That is so difficult. I mean, I like different people for different reasons, you know? My favorites are like Sanchai, Prince something, I can never remember his name. The boxer that kind of like fights goofy, and it's like kind of wild. I like the unpredictable creative people mostly. Dominic Cruz was interesting. I think his footwork's a little like bit much, you know? It's a lot of just like, I don't know. It looks a little, it's a little far for me. Prince Nazim, yes, Nazim, hell yeah. Andy Hoog is one of my favorite Kyokushin kickboxing fighters. Man, I was a big fan of Anderson Silva, but like a lot of times he pulled attitude and then like got his shit rocked. So it's like, you know, if you're gonna talk shit, you better cash those checks. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm not a contender in the UFC, so what do I know, right? What can I say to Mr. Silva, the Spider? I wonder what my UFC name would be. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I firmly believe that you cannot choose a nickname. I mean, for the UFC, obviously you do, but like in general, like if you gotta like, oh hi, I'm, you know, my name's Sam, but my nickname is Nightwolf, or you know, something like that. It's like, you are guaranteeing that I will never call you that nickname if you ask for it. You are given a nickname. You are burdened with a nickname. Okay, it isn't. You don't get to choose. A good lesson in when you try too hard, sometimes it backfires. You know what I mean? Oh, Zabit. Oh, totally. Yeah, I mean, Zabit. I like Sean Strickland. I like Poirier. Poirier's a very good boxer. Let's see, who else? I mean, I'm not as knowledgeable about the grapplers just because, like, I wasn't in that world as deeply at all. I think, yeah, more weight, a little bit more. I don't do a ton of sets, a ton of reps. I just try and make it kind of intense. And then, you know, get some life into the tissues. Ding. And then after this, we'll work on some more specific stuff. Hips, some core, hamstrings, maybe a little grip, something like that. Something like that. I no longer really plan my workouts either. I've been doing it for so long that, you know, I don't even need to really track anything anymore. There's a UFC fighter nicknamed Uncle Creepy. If you like box, I think you like Dustin Poirier. Oh yeah, definitely. And, you know, again, he's not one that like overdoes anything. You know, it's like clean, it's effective. You know, like GSP is not the best grappler, but he just got really good at some, like a decent set of moves and transitions between all those things. He's, you know, the GOAT, arguably. Who else? I'm trying to remember. I just haven't really watched fights in a few years. And I watch a lot of like Muay Thai fights. God, I can't remember a lot of the names. Because a lot of them use like the, you know, like the sponsor name or the brand name first. Adesanya, I think he's good. I think his attitude's overrated a little bit. I mean, he seems like a good guy. But, you know, sometimes it's like he'll maintain the attitude even when he's getting clowned on a little bit, which has happened, not a ton. But, you know, that's when you got to just like get serious, put him down, and then go back to being goofy or whatever. Again, what do I know? I'm not a pro. This guy has good combinations. Yeah, and that's, you know, the combos are, especially when you get everyone has the 1-2 jab cross hook, but when you like, I like doubling up on the lead hand a ton. I mean, the lead hand and side is my primary side. It's my primary kicking side too. I'll front kick to the face from this lead leg underneath the chin. You know, it's the closest for like uppercuts. I like to really, I'll like partially rotate, right? So like a lot of times for that lead hand, I'll step in, you can't see, I'll step in with that jab, but then I will step sort of like a check hook, but I'm going forward, right? So it's like 1, 2, 1, 2, like you roll further in, boom, snap that thing here, pop, pop, right? Hopefully you've tagged them. And then they're like bracing this way, which is not that way. Anyway, super impe. All right, another set. And then I think we'll move on. I want to practice frequently. I don't want to be sore for 5 days and unable to, you know, stream for you guys. All right. The hardest part is probably where you go from here to over your face. You know, and you can like really, I've shaved the skin off my forehead doing this before, but you know, the closer you keep it to you, the deeper you get into the tricep stretch. That is when, I'm serious, I put 2 inches on my arms, the stretch marks, I still have stretch marks. So I'll do even like partials kind of in that range, just to really like work on the stretch. Really feels good on my ribs, and with all of the pushing forward with the delts and triceps we do in like boxing, you know, opening things back up is super important, especially as you get older. So I'll do something like that. You know, it's one of the few ways I can throw aggressively because I'm braced and isolated on the bench. Okay, that's about right. You also get a pretty good forearm activation. Max Holloway, also very good boxer. Again, no fluff. I like to be dramatic and flashy, you know, it's fun, but you win fights by just being direct. And Max is another good one where he hits good angles where it's not like strictly an uppercut or strictly, you know, he kind of hits it like good angles, and it's kind of like he's doing collie sticks or something like that, you know? Oh, thank you. Disconnect. So yeah, I do curling motions because, not because I want the guns, I like having the guns, but the curling, again, like stretches out the elbow. We do so much extend, 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 that like, just for like, I will have elbow pain and then I'll do a set of chin-ups and the elbow pain will be gone. So sometimes, like, bicep curls are pretty fucking functional. What do you mean, for who? I don't recognize that name. My memory is also really bad for names, and like, I only absorb like the principles and like the intent. Like, I can't remember specific, like when I read books, it's like the town of, and I just never commit to like trying to, you know. Okay. The other thing, like if you do drag curls like this, you can hit the forearms, I feel like, a little bit better. But that top range here, something to be said for that too, you know. So I mean, this is only 40, 55, 60 pounds, something like that. So like 25, 30 in each hand. But I can get really good stimulation from doing this. And now I'll do a couple supinated, right? Supinated. Just for that little extra shoulder. This is a good core exercise for me too. I do a lot of drag curls because it puts a lot less leverage on the spine. I have back issues, as I talk about fucking constantly. But I used to do a lot of front squatting too. Very good for the upper back, core. Yeah. Number 1 pound for pound right now. That's cool. Sprints are a top tier workout, highly underrated. Yeah, especially for fighters. You know, that exploding off of the ground, that's how I kick so quickly, right? I don't lift the leg up. I like push into the ground to launch up. So that explosive pop, 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 really good. And you know, I would only really do them like once a week. Because if you can do sprints every day, you're not really sprinting, you know? Like, you need to go max. I can't show that comment. But that's for you to wonder. Okay. Next phase. Okay. All right. Next. There we go. Okay, don't you dare fall on me, I swear to God. You know what, I'm just gonna adjust it. I'm just gonna be safe, and we're gonna adjust it now. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Get rid of this for the moment. Everyone's gonna love this section. I can't think of anything that fires up the nervous system like sprints. Machete, just tell me if I'm gay or not. You got to tell us. Well, you don't have to tell us anything. But if you are, that's fine. I can't do that, Machete. That is funny though. Well, I would ask you, who defines what you are? Does everyone else know exactly everything? Do they have all the information you have? If not, they're making biased, ignorant, choices and judgments, right? So they don't know everything. Ryan, why are you gay? I don't know. The longer you stay here, maybe you should ask yourself that question. You know what I mean? Okay. We are going to do a little hip work. So for everyone making the comments, you're gonna love this. Okay. All right. So here I'm going to work on not only the mobility of the hip, but pushing away, which is very similar to like blocking, things like that. And this isn't like, it is a stretch, but I'm putting a little bit of push back against the hip. So I'm trying to hold up maybe like 5-10% of my weight with just the hip, right? That's a little intense, but just enough to fire up those deep, deep rotators. And on the other side. Wholesome. Well, some of the time. If you're new here, then you'll learn. What workouts would you do in your peak karate days? I mean, in my peak karate days would be like, I had a stretch when I was a teenager when I was lifting weights to like gain muscle, right? So I was very young, I was very skinny. I went from 125 to like 150 pounds in like the 6 months between high school and college, the intro there. So a lot of it was like the basics, right? Like just power, bench, squat, pull up, power cleans. Those power cleans were an enormous benefit. I did sort of a CrossFit style strength regimen when I was doing Krav Maga. It was too much, but I was doing like front squats most days, a lot of overhead pressing, but I didn't really see a ton of, if anything, I was burning the candle at both ends. So at my peak karate training, I was doing maybe 15 to 20 hours of karate every week, and I would do maybe 3 to 5 hours of resistance training just for injury prevention, right? Like a lot of karate is like forward. It's very like quad heavy. So that's why most people have knee injuries, because they don't work out the hamstrings much, if at all. So, you do those things, you do the rear delt exercises to like counter this. So it really looked like not very much. And a lot of like rehab kind of looking exercises. So let's do a little hip flexor, okay? And we'll get all the why are you gay guys, riled up and questioning themselves, okay? See, everyone wants to make fun and, you know, call me gay for doing these things, but it's the reason I can kick people in the head that are taller than me. You know what I mean? Don't hate the player. Hate the game. So again, it's like technically I'm stretching, but I'm also squeezing this way so that I can become flexible when the muscle is active and contracting. These leg lifts are about hitting the big and small hip flexors. Again, one of the reasons why my front kicks are so graceful, luxurious, I would say. I would call them luxurious. You might not, but you can't feel them. And I'll do this standing, but this is like a good warm-up to doing this when also balancing on the standing leg. And then I'm going to do some hips kind of like this. So, right? Someone cue the Call Me music video, right? With all the 80s string one pieces. Okay. Whoo! It's a lot, you know? Well, I don't know if you know. I want you to. It's good for you. Okay. And if I want to go for max height, I'll keep this leg bent, but I'm trying to get like more of a stretch than work. But even here, I'm like pushing. And like, I don't know if you can see my legs shaking, but there's a sweet spot where, you know, I feel really tight. And then if I push farther into the tightness, my nervous system doesn't really know how to produce that kind of force at that level of stretch. So it starts shaking because it just randomly fires everything. Let's see if I can get it again. See, I'm starting to adapt, so it's feeling better. And then I'll give you the back side. Okay, everyone take your screenshots now. Okay. And I have scoliosis, so on this side, like, my pelvis is a lot closer to my rib cage, so I can't really hike that hip up as high, unfortunately. Okay. And then the lifts. So here I feel a nice stretch, especially if I bend a little bit. I feel like it gets deeper in here versus being like a quad based. Really isolating right here. I focus more on the places where my limbs connect to either myself, my center, or an external thing, right? Wrists, hands, ankles, hips and shoulders. Places where force gets transferred, you know, or lost. See, I gotta kind of find the right angle. Because I can't go straight to the side. Very few people's hips are like that. And most people that look like they're doing it, they're cheating at their own expense. Many ballerinas have injuries because they force stuff. Because that's what it's about. How it looks. Okay, that's pretty good. Wouldn't isometrics resistance training be better for fighting? I like isometrics a lot. The problem with isometrics is, like, explosive force generation is not the same, right? But what isometrics can do is get you really comfortable and safe and strong in that really end range position, right? So what I'm about to do here, I'll just show you. I'm glad you said this. Because again, I don't do a ton of reps. I'm not interested in like building up fatigue. I want to save my fatigue for hitting the bag or, you know, busting heads. So when, you know, when I do a push-up, let's see, best way to see this. Okay, so I have these tall things, so I can go really deep in this push-up because I want to be good firing from the hip or the ribs, which is back here, right? Not 90 degrees, back here. So I will do like 15, 20-second pauses in some deep ranges sometimes, and I'll play around in here, you know, move around a bit. Oh. Do some protraction of the scapula, right? Engage the serratus. I did a lot of triceps earlier, so I'm just opening up my shoulders specifically. Oh. See in here, I'm just gonna do a really slow partial from my knees so I can kind of push down, down, down as well. Oh, that's so good. Okay, I'll do a set overhead, but then we'll be moving into sort of core grip. Is this Andrew Tate? Shonen called it. Shonen called it 5 minutes in, which is normally when we get the Andrew Tates. But what size shoe you wearing? I wear 10 and a half or 11, depending. You went to school for kinesiology. No, I originally was going to do kinesiology, but I discovered dancing when I was making that shift, and I liked doing the stuff more than reading about it. So I wanted to feel what the muscles did, not like just talk about it. But that being said, part of the dance degree was kinesiology, functional alignment. You know, I learned where all like the deltoid tuberosity on the bone is where the muscle attaches, and it has these functions across this joint. That was not really hard because I really enjoyed it, but now I can't really remember, you know, like supraspinatus, you know, the like, there's a bunch in the leg here. I can't remember. I only remember the ones that I talk about the most. I apologize, it was jarring when I got in here. Yeah, a lot of people are thrown off by the reflection. Can you do an Elsa with the handles? Not really. The problem is my back, like, the farther my limbs get away from the body, the more taxing it is on the back. Let's see what I can do. I don't know how straight I can do this, which, you know, you clip that for everyone in chat. Okay, let's see. Let's find out where I am today now that I've exhausted my triceps. Okay. Oh, I don't know how tilted I was for that. But that took like a good traction. We got the same shoe size. You were good people. Oh, sorry, I'm rubbing the mic. Well, good. Good to see another 10. Oh, okay. So before I do that, I need to do a set of single leg on the calf, which is not... Where is it? Is it this one? Where did I put it, you guys? Oh, here it is. Here it is. And because when you kick, you spend a lot of time on one leg, you got to get strong at the one leg stuff. I don't go for maximum ankle stiffness. That would be the best bet if I was purely like a boxer, kickboxer or something, but I want the strength in that low range for some dance stuff too. So I have to like compromise a little bit on maximum, you know, maximum force output for mobility and just to feel good, you know. You got to feel good. And, you know, I'm not doing like 10, 15 reps. I could, but not this slow and luxurious. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Beat, 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 beat. Ballet, bitches. Impressive. Thank you, Shonen. Full on right angle. Never seen anything like it before. Wow, Dangan, thank you. Not gonna lie, this is the most normal stream I've come across in 20 minutes of scrolling. I can respect that. Quality over quantity. Oh, pure technician. Oh, bro, you need to hit me up. I'll teach you how to do that with your fingertips. What you do with the bars. I had to do that when I found a teacher who taught White Tiger. I am super interested in finger strength. I don't do a lot of, you know, training on my fingertips or anything like that, but I do a lot of like hanging from, you know, like a pseudo kake position. I have pretty decent grip strength, but that is the next level. You know, I don't really do spearhand anything because, well, A, straight means you hyperextend, at least for me, when you're me, which for me has always been the case. If I curl a little bit, then I can maintain, you know, so like, but this kind of strength, like pinch is my weakest grip. The Am I Gay guys are gonna love this one. Exactly. Email me, bro. All certificates. You need to believe me. Pure Technique, I believe you. Is your email on your YouTube channel page? I don't want you to dox yourself or whatever. You know. Oh, Sergeant. What is up is a little bit of, I don't know what you call this. It's kind of strength, it's kind of mobility, it's kind of, I don't really know. I don't really know. But I use this like more of a trapped stretch than anything else. You know, and I'm not doing handstand push-ups, but, oh, the Are You Gay guys, right. God damn it. Okay. Anyway, I go here. Sometimes I'll move up so that I can get a little more weight into the hands. Oh. And I'll just like work this kind of angle, right? This is your opportunity for everyone in the closet to clip this for your personal reasons, you know? Oh. Fingertips is interesting. I'm gonna try a little fingertip push-up position. Okay, damn. Yeah, I need to condition that. Good luck on the stream, broski. Oh, Dangan, I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Argent, what's up with you? Tell me about your day. What are your plans? What are you scheming? I must know. Okay. Now, I'm doing regular hip stuff, so let's bring it a little bit closer. I want to keep you close. Okay? Okay, even though I lose a little bit of the best lighting angle for, you know. So, here, I'm gonna work on a little bit of balance, but mostly like keeping this hip alive. The key is keeping it at or above 90, right? Here, it's like these really big muscles on the front, but then once you get above 90, you switch to the psoas, which is on your low back, and it comes underneath here and wraps onto your leg and helps lift it up this way. So it's like kind of a core muscle and a hip flexor. Talking to my friend about making money. Taking a break right now. I was wondering what you do here, because I work out also in calisthenics, where I started from. That's awesome. Here on the channel, it's mostly martial arts focused, but I do have a background in calisthenics. I do stuff on the rings over here. You know, my best ring feat was an iron cross. I was working on the Maltese, but I started as an adult, so like I didn't have the joint preparation for, and I was skipping ahead, you know. Great physique. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I have a few gifts, right? It's very hard for me to get this rear delt no matter what I do. I don't know why. But I got some gifts. The legs are a little thin, but I'm a dancer, so. And then yeah, I don't do a ton of dance content, but that like pretty heavily informs the things I do. So, did I do this side? I can't even remember. See, my calf looks big when I can smash it against my hamstring, but then it all hangs, you know. I got most of the good genetics from my family. My dad has like 21-inch calves and all he does is, you know, like walk. He does this like 8,000 steps, but they're huge. It's a tricep. Ninja Turtle calves. Thank you. Ninja Turtle is my dream physique, you know? When I like really get curled over and get the lat involved, you know, I can get sort of a shell look. Gotta go Baki style and like work a design into my back musculature. Love that anime, by the way. Talk about like homoeroticism. It's like every 3 minutes there's a close-up of a dude like gulping water like I'm about to do. But it's so good. All right. Okay, hips. What else did I have planned for today? Pullover curl, push-up bars. Yeah, okay. So I think we're down to grip and core. Grip it and rip it. Yeah, buddy. Ronnie. See, in another timeline, I had Ronnie, not Mr. Olympia, but like, he does not know when to back off. And he can barely walk for it. You know, luckily I learned that lesson early, and I wasn't Mr. Olympia, so I was like, well, fuck it. You know. Well, fuck it. Okay. The one thing I do religiously for my back is the Roman chair. Okay. So again, I don't, you know, a lot of people like do 3 sets of 30 reps or whatever. I've never had success doing that personally. For me, it's about just being comfortable in that position for a while. I'll do it a couple times and that's it. Craig Monson? I don't know that guy. All of my bodybuilding knowledge is old too. I stopped following it. You know who's underrated? Kai Green. Clearly he has some dance in there, right? His posing is just so beautiful. And I don't know why he's been snubbed so much. Maybe because he's shorter, but it shouldn't matter. You know, all right, let's see. Yeah, we can see. We can see, right? So I'll just spend time like here in like the stretch position and just let it like pull and sort of the weight of my head like make space in here while I'm actively, you know, engaged. So that when my muscles are stretched to their limit, my nervous system knows how to be strong and not panic and injure myself. Oh, man. And I'm just resting a little bit just to shift kind of the focus into the hamstrings here. Oh, yeah. We'll do some obliques, right? Hit that here. Ronnie does have 2 biceps. Monson Rock Crushed Skull 315. Oh my God. Oh my God. 315. Those elbows have to be like, there's so much muscle that it's just floating, you know? That is wacky. That's wacky. I'll give myself another minute or two. I'll show you another exercise I do that I think has really helped maintain my forearm size and just like strength once I get a hold of somebody, you know? So I'll set this up to 18. Okay. So I don't know what you call these, but I'm basically doing both a forearm curl with a sort of pull-up-y kind of feeling and a reverse curl at the same time, and the wrist is bent. So I'm developing, it's kind of like an upright row position. Very, you know, it's very interesting, but this has been a huge arm builder for me. Austin, these tips are gold about putting your body under specific stress so your body can handle load and stress for injury prevention. That's super interesting. Thank you. And that's like, to me, that's the Spider-Man build, right? I'm pretty strong. Like I'm not today, but I've done one-arm pull-ups. I should put a clip of that up, probably. You know, I don't have huge muscle. I mean, I got pretty decent arms. Some of that's genetics and like muscle attachments, right? As you probably understand. But, you know, these like doing less made me more capable and gave me a lot more recovery. And I just feel good. Like I very rarely am sore, and I'll do, I'll show you. It's kind of like the pullovers, right? So a different version I'll do, if you don't have an easy curl bar, is you do it on the rings. And once I started doing this, my elbows were invincible. And I just like became super strong. So check this out. I don't know if you can see if the angle's good. Okay, so what I do is I'm just standing, right, supporting my own weight, but I lean far back so that the farther I come in here, the more weight gets put into my elbows at the very end of this range. I can't see shit. So I end up kind of like this back here, and I'll just push myself back so it gets like easier here. It's kind of like this. Feels amazing. It feels a lot like a pullover. Spider-Man build. I see what you mean. Not today. Yeah, here's the thing, Diva, is your nervous system can't go 100% all the time. And I apologize, but the one-arm pull-up is pretty like maximal for me right now. So, you know, I have like 150 some pounds of grip strength in each hand. So I'm doing pretty good, but I'm working on it. Anyway, forearms. I go on these tangents. I just want to give you all the good details. I used to be huge. I don't look like it, but being huge is expensive. Bullshit. Here's the thing. I don't need you to believe me for my reality to be justified. You weren't there. So of course you don't believe it. You know? You know, a lot of people that say they can beat me up, I don't believe them because I've never seen it. You know? I could be wrong. All right. So here we go. Little forearms. Okay, so my feet are posted up on the sandbag I use to like anchor this thing. And I'm curling both, again, this way and this way at the same time. So it kind of feels like the reverse of a skull crusher. But you can see my forearm turning on like a motherfucker, right? Like here. Oh, it's so good. And then I'll work like my false grips, kind of stuff here. I'll do a lot of like pseudo wrist curls from sort of a planked position here. Here, I'll do reverse curls this way. Again, just anything to really strengthen my wrists. The more shock absorption I put here, here, and here, the less force gets shunted into my back, which is my weak spot. So I'm building up shock absorbers before stuff gets to my back, essentially. Man, I wish my gym had a ring station. This is a pull-up tower. I think it was, at the time, it was maybe like $100. They're probably like 130, 150-ish. And then these, $30. What I used to do is I used to go outside and throw these straps over a branch. And then, you know, branches are uneven, right? But you can adjust these so that they're even, especially these ones, because they have little individual pockets so that you can ensure they stay in the same spot. When I was practicing, it was hard, like there weren't a lot of products on the market. It was like a friction-based strap. So if you did any kind of ballistic, it would like slide and it's like, oh shit, and that's really bad when you're in the middle of an iron cross attempt. That sounds nice for the tries and elbows, yep. He is rewriting your past with his opinions. Can you go back and prevent me from smoking, please? That'd be great. I've always wanted to get my calisthenics strength up. But for now, my priority is gaining strength and muscle as much as possible because I broke my neck a couple years ago. Damn. I mean, when you get injured, that's what strength training becomes, right? It's like, okay, well, I can't whip my neck around anymore. I got to build, like, again, shock absorbers, like protection, functional neck training. It's a great idea. I avoid it a little bit just because I have some bone spurs on my vertebrae that like one of them is like pushing on a nerve. So I don't want to like, you know, cause too much inflammation in the area, too much pressure. Pure technique. It's not about who's right or wrong. It's about who's left that counts. That's right. Honor, you know, is often for the losers or the dead. And I hate to say that. You should fight honorably when you can. But, you know, there's a reason cheaters win competitions. I have wooden rings, but don't know where I can set them up. Yeah, and I mean, in modern construction, you can't always... I used to throw them up over beams in the garage, too. But it was cold as hell out there. So, oh, man. Okay, another set of forearms. Because I can never get enough. Kettlebell wrist curls are fire. Oh, Jack Robbie, I really enjoy the turnover one. It's super unique, and it's like, I have pretty strong forearms, and I've been doing karate, boxing for the majority of my life, and it's still like, there's something deep in there where it's like, but again, those weak connection spots are where the money's at. And see, Austin beat me to it. Joint strength and doability is underrated. Same with tendon and ligament strength. Yep, that's the athlete stuff, right? People that are in the Olympics, running track, you know, doing explosive stuff, high jumps, it's not that they have the biggest muscles, but their tendons are so responsive, like kangaroos. Austin, I'm gonna subscribe. Oh, thank you, Austin. Man, if you can make some shorts with fitness wisdom, tidbits like you've been sharing this whole stream, I'll be happy. Well, I'll definitely pull some clips from here, so you are helping contribute to the content. But I'll be doing other stuff, like I'll do like workout classes in the future, stuff like that. I'm doing mostly martial arts stuff, but I'll branch into sort of the general fitness as well. So I appreciate you subscribing, and hopefully we'll have more gems for you. That's what I want. I just want to hand you little gems where it's like, oh, because sometimes it's just like one thing that can totally change your game plan, where it's like, oh shit, and you start thinking, right? So that's what I want for you. Wrist training stuff sketches me out because my wrists suck and they crack and pop a lot, but pain is minimal. If you're feeling pain, you know, it could be a strength issue. If you're popping and you don't feel pain, you know, I'm not a doctor, but my back pops every single day. It's usually just the gases, you know. So as long as it doesn't hurt or you don't feel like, you know, something pops, then you like can't feel your fingertips or something, you know. What can I do to look dangerous in a t-shirt? Okay, the school of thought that I kind of subscribe to is oftentimes, unless you're a genetic freak, you can either look good with your clothes off or look good with a t-shirt on. Not always both, right? I have decent definition, but my arms aren't that big. And maybe you'd argue with that, right? But like, so in a t-shirt, it a lot of times doesn't look like I lift because I'm leaner, right? But when you get the shirt off, you get the abs, and so that's where you are strong. But if you bulk, right, get a little fluff, it makes the shoulders, arms a lot bigger, which stretch out the like chest, shoulders, arms of t-shirts, which is where you want it, right? And then the more it's stretched here, the more it hangs over your stomach. So it, again, creates more of that illusion. So it's really like, or do you spend most of your time with your shirt off or shirt on, where you want to impress people, right? Assuming that's the goal. Also, 1 or 2 rolls of your sleeves make an arm look 2 inches bigger. Yeah, I've noticed like if I wear socks that come up on the like thin part of my shin, it makes my calves look a lot bigger because you don't see that it goes down, right? So very, very good tip, Austin. You know what you're talking about. All right, one more set of the forearms here. And even here, I'm like not hanging. I'm like a little engaged at the very bottom. Not extreme ranges of motion, and it's not like my full body weight, but I find it very important in my martial arts practice to draw limbs, what have you, people into close range and then hold them there, right? So like I want to get good at stuff like this so that I can, because that's one of the first things you learn in jiu-jitsu is like grip endurance. It is crazy how long you'll have to hold on to someone with like your maximal strength. So a lot of times like jiu-jitsu matches are like the winner is determined by who can maintain grips for as long, right? I mean, I'm a white belt, but all right. A little more core. Ooh. Oh, we got the good lighting. Oh. I want to get the feathering. I'm not quite there, but I just want Popeye forearms, you know. That's all. So I do have decent upper lats, like I have a decent taper. So that gives me a little bit of extra, like I can roll it against, right? And like really push that back. Because normally this is like hidden back here. But if I can push it so that you're kind of looking at it like this, right? And maybe you guys understand, right? Anyway, that's another thing is like these positions, when you do that curl I was just doing, you can get good at these like kind of open hand, like not fully flexed, but kind of like outstretched positions, you know. You ever try a row or shrug where you create the tension, say like where you were just hanging on the rings with arms straight. You keep arms straight and squeeze your mid-back muscles forever. Oh, you're talking like scap rows and scap pull-ups? Is that what you're talking about? Like, let's see. Oop. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, and I do, this is like, when I do my stretching, quote unquote, trying to do air quotes. It has an element of this, so I'll like kind of like release and engage and release and just kind of like it feels like flossing a little bit. Just get in that area. But yeah, like scap control is huge for, I mean, for my back issues in particular, but also like, right, your scaps are heavily used in boxing, grappling, right, retaining something. So, I mean, you probably already know that. But yeah, I love scap everything. And the thing is, it's super hard when you first start, like most things. But then, after like a couple months of just making it like a daily thing, you know, I can do, and I did pullovers earlier, you know. This is also the first part, if you want a one-arm pull-up, that's the first thing you have to do is engage that scap to begin the pull. And it's like the hardest part, in my opinion, except for like the very end sometimes. But if you can get strong in that, you know, it's pretty good. Underrated movement. Austin, you already know. You already know, man. Okay, let's do a little finish off the core. And I don't know, maybe a light stretch. Probably a light stretch. See, all of my strength stuff is kind of a stretch too. So I get a lot of stretching. Like when I do dips, I'll just sit in them again, just like the push-ups. And I don't even always have all of my weight, right? Sometimes I'll just put the balls of my feet down and just sink down in here and just kind of play, you know, like bring the legs a little bit in front, go a little forward, and just spend a lot of time there. And then I can do 15-second pause dips, you know? So I feel like a lot of bodybuilders will avoid that deep range because they're afraid of pec tears. But I think you avoid pec tears by getting strong here. They just don't want to take the time to do 5, 10, 15 pounds, right? They want to bench 315. That feels good. I love stretching the pecs and shoulders like that. See, Austin? We're twins. Okay. Oh, right, a little more core. And I get a lot of serratus and stuff here. It's kind of like a hollow hold. But a lot of times too, I will just articulate through the hips. Like, I probably need to. All right. Here we get to the point of the stream where I do this. Okay, but this has been really good for my back. So, what I'll do is I'll hang here, but then I will curl to like flatten out the back, right? It's like a hollow hold, and then let the pelvis go back and like go into that arch a little bit more. So I'll like kind of like undulate from the bottom, and I'll do that side to side as well. So it really helps like get me aligned, all the kinks out. So if I just shorten the oblique on each side, I can kind of rock. And this is exactly like the scap pull-ups. It's just that tiny range. Don't try being Dwayne Johnson. Next time you get his tattoo, that's why you're doing to be like The Rock. You have no hair to be Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, I didn't shave before the stream today. You know, or become a Pacific Islander, you know. As much as I would love to be, you know, enormous part Samoan or what have you, I just think at this point it's not in the cards for me. You know, but you know, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson does a lot. A lot of that's the performance enhancing things that he's on. He's getting slim for a movie. Let me tell you, from personal experience as a bodybuilder, you don't ever want to get slim. You get comfortable with getting slim after you can no longer maintain the enormous muscle mass anymore. I think that's probably most of the case. So I suspect that it's catching up to him, and he's like, oh, I'm doing like a machinist, like a Christian Bale thing, right? So it's like, I have to. I would totally be huge, but I have to, and you know, because his heart might explode soon. I'm just concerned for him, you know, like there's no point in maintaining the illusion if everyone's aware. You know what I mean? Like everyone knows John Cena's on steroids. He can't talk about it because of his business stuff, but it's like we know, man. Or it's like when old guys like dye their hair jet black, and it's like you are drawing more attention to to like the thing you are insecure about than helping at all. All right. Hamstrings feel pretty good, honestly. Oh. Forgot the microphone, I'm sorry. Just finishing up the core. I have a Dungeons and Dragons game in a little bit. Normally I play monk for what should be pretty obvious reasons, but not this time. Oh. I can't get the angle. Oh man. Again, I'm not really interested in high reps. I'm just getting real comfortable being stable. It's like flossing. Oh. Okay, let me do a little bit of the side bend. See, I don't do a lot of reps, but I just get aligned, and then I, while maintaining tension, allow a little bit of a stretch, contracting in an eccentric kind of way. And the other way. This is my weak side, but it's my more mobile side. Got it right here. A key movement or muscle group to get that like sort of sweeping abdominal that leads into the V, you know? All right. A little stretching. And then we'll be good, I think. You tell me. Okay. Gonna hit those hip flexors pretty hard because we worked them today. Well, I did. If you've been following along, that's amazing. But taking it easy today means that I will have the ability to stream more martial arts, more content. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. I don't think you understand how deep we're getting here. Okay? Very. Okay, this is the ground. Even in my stretching, like I was talking about earlier, I kind of move through that end range, and I kind of engage the hip flexor, relax it, engage. It's kind of like a PNF style stretching-ish. But I believe just stimulating the muscles in this way has helped me maintain a lot of muscle, not necessarily grow it, But, you know, again, touching the floor, I'm off the floor. Oh, that calf looks good from this angle. Hell yeah. Oh, shoot. Little test. Oh, Christ. All right. Got to do some mild adulting. Hope to catch you in the future live. If you're not on when I get back. Oh, it's Austin. Thanks for stopping by, talking shop. You know your shit. Thanks for the tips. Hell yeah. If you have questions, ever want anything, throw a random comment somewhere. I'll hook you up. All right. And hey, thank you for the tips too. I'm learning too, which is dope. I love teaching, but I like learning a little bit more. Anyway, sayonara, my friend. Thank you for joining the workout. Okay, what do I need to do? I need to do one big stretch on the low abs. And then I need to do these too. Let's see. I want to be in frame. Is this? No. Rings are so dope. Good for everything. Who would have thought getting the tool that gives you the most three-dimensional approach is the superior tool. See, and even here, I'm stretching, but I'm doing like a rear delt pull in this super deep place. So I'm making space in the shoulder joint here, and I'm like building strength at the same time. It's free real estate, as they say. Oh. And then one of my favorites. Oh yeah. See, in here I can roll over. This is huge. Open it up, right, for more of like a javelin style. Oh my God. If you haven't tried rotating your shoulder in some of these positions, I would highly recommend it. Take it easy at first. You do have to ramp up, you know. Okay, so here you can see it from the front. Like, I want to roll this way, but by pulling with my rear delts, I can manage, you know, like, I can't do rear delt flies with my body weight, but with about 2/3 of my body weight, I can do a hold. Pretty good, you know. Oh, I don't know if you heard that. That was the shoulder. Oh man. Something in there. Did not want to roll over. Oh, cramp. I think that's from the L-sit attempt earlier. That was just, I'm gonna have to look back and clip that because I don't know. I mean, I've done a straight L-sit before, but not for like almost 20 years. So I would be shocked, pleasantly so. But I don't have a lot of reason to have my legs straight out like that. Yeah. Okay, shoulders. I also do this one. Nope, he ain't Dwayne. Unfortunately, I think the live stream would have a higher budget if I was. Well, I'd be selling you, what is it? Koa energy drink? I don't know. There's always a product. Hell, maybe one day I'll be selling Jolt Cola. Remember that? And I'm pulling this arm in this direction to my right. Oh, yeah. Not Dwayne. try to, you know. I try to, but Disney will agree me call. As much as I want to be in Star Wars, you know, let me be a Sith Lord. All right? Look, I'm ready for it. Okay? I'm ready. I can do the Anakin spin is just this. Rolling the wrist over. He just does it super fast. And it looks... And I think he goes like really torqued, so he gets a really big rollover. It's like a nunchuck technique. Just saying. Just saying. What would you do if I was Dwayne? Okay. Stretch the hammies, the feet. Oh, the light that I didn't even use today. We're doing it casual style. You know? Keeping it cash. Here we go. I can kick well over my own head, but I can get a good hamstring stretch from here. Because I don't curl over, I don't bend my back to try and, you know, touch or like whatever. I try and keep very straight and have all of that leverage do the stretching. This is the secret. Right here. Not doing the ballet bar where the leg's up here. I've done that, right? Many times. But this is a true stretch. Try it. And I'm pulling this hip back too. So I can get farther if I go sideways. I can get a lot more range. But that's not stretching the deep inner hamstring that I want to hit. So if anything, I'm kind of like turning in to the front leg. Oh, it's so intense. Professional dancer. This is what's intense to me, you know? Oh my God. And then I'll bend the standing leg so I can pull this even farther back. Oh. Okay. Oh. Woo. All right. Show you another one. This also has the double benefit of being a stretch, but also kind of a strength position. Normally I don't do this with a staff, but because it's the stretching part of the workout, I'm going to do that. So here I can commit however much weight I want. Right now I'm holding a lot of it here, so it's very easy on my low back. But if I kind of let go a little bit, I can find a sweet spot where it just starts to engage, but it's nowhere near a maximal contraction. Just pulling while being stretched. That's it, really. And here I press down on the stick to raise up this way instead of using the low back to pull myself back over center. What else can you do with that stick? Oh, I'll show you. Funny, you should ask. My young Padawan. Although I don't take Padawans because I'm a Sith. All right? So here's what you do with the stick. Okay? You open up like this. Yeah, press down on it. You like that? You like that? If you're going to play gay chicken with me, I'm a seasoned veteran, okay? I will win. At any cost. Okay. Oh, strike, block, down, weapon or foot sweep, stab. Here, another block. We have this section to the back. One, you don't smash the overhead light. Block, step up. We do have a baseball bat move in a kata, but not in this one. And then you do this 6 sequence that's like here, here, 1, 2, 3. I skipped some of the kata. I figured you wouldn't want to see the whole thing. I'm sure you are. I mean, honestly, this has been the least, you are gay chat that I've had in a live stream, I think. I'm very impressed. Yeah? Good. Good. I'm glad. You want to see something else that's impressive? I don't know if you'll be more or less impressed by this. Again, the Anakin spin is a nunchuck move. It's this, you roll the wrist over so that you can kind of come back on the figure 8, right? It's the rollover. You get an extra turn. Rollover. Here, behind the back, right? Then you go upside down, but I don't like upside down, it's awkward, so I like to roll it back right side up. Oh, mad martial artist, you're so nunchuckular. Thank you. When I'm done here, I'm also roll over. Yeah? Okay, pro tip. Here's how to fake that you know what you're doing. Okay? A lot of people do this. This is horseshit, right? Why don't you tell me how good this fighting stance is? You know? No. You cover. Here. See this? Tight. Keep it tight. That's the secret. Okay? But I think you already know that. Bam! Bam! Any angle. Oh, Shonen, this is funny, but you're making a good point. Pro tip, if you confuse yourself, the enemy will have no idea what the fuck is going on. That's true. I've done this. I have like a setting I can switch to in my brain where it's just like, it's kind of like mixed dominant cruise with like, I don't know, a jackass, where it's like totally random footwork where I don't know what's going to happen next. So like you can't predict it because neither can I, right? I'm just rolling with it and you don't really know what's going to, bam, happen. Be like water. Similar principles apply to the tonfa, right? This is my favorite, right? I'm a boxer. Block, right? That, well, I guess it's like this. Would be like the Dutch roundhouse block with the tonfa. But this shit is the good stuff. You get all this stability that you don't get with the chucks. Be water, turn it into wine in your bloodstream, immediately wasted. Oops, I'm so dumb with the left. I don't have the same like release, grip, like precision control. One, two, 2, 3. And then you turn and you do all that to the back, and then you do the downward version instead of the rising blocks. What about katana? I do not own a katana. I own a couple Scottish dancing swords, but they're not really for fighting. I'm not big on blades. I really don't like it. I feel like the amount of training you have to do just to avoid, it's like lightsabers, right? Like the amount of training you have to do to not like cut your own leg off is it's so steep that it's like, I don't know that I want to do that personally. Rope dart? Bullshit. I think that's the second time. What's gonna turn you? Not that I need to in the slightest, but I enjoy turning people. What would tell you I'm legit? Rope dart has been requested. I don't have a dart because I would spear myself. Okay. All right. We'll do a few more minutes of weapons before we end the stream. It's a busy day today. Okay. All right. So let's see if I can do this first shot. Not quite. Oh, almost gotcha. Is this bullshit? Is this bullshit? I mean, I can't use it effectively, so, you know, this is for me. Oops, but I probably wouldn't do that. That would be funny. If the news was there, I would do it. But probably I'd just do, you know, gravity smash. Bam. You know what I mean? You may see it as bullshit, but you're laughing. So, I got you. I got you, okay? The way you tie this so that it will become like a belt is very easy. Okay? And the way you tie this is when you cast it, it will not be tangled, right? It'll come out in a single line. You just make a hole, reach through, pull it. Through the hole. That's it. What are your thoughts on warrior monks? Are they the real deal? I mean, nowadays, warrior monks, I mean, the main examples that everyone's really aware of are the Shaolin, right? So I like the idea of their lifestyle. A lot of their martial arts practice is performative, which is just, I mean, a lot of what they do for tourism is they do the flashy stuff. I mean, the style is flashy by itself, but, you know, it is not the most efficient, deadly technique to constantly go to like your maximum depth lunge with like these huge things. It looks amazing and the principles still work. A Shaolin dude will kick you in the throat faster than you can do anything. But what they primarily practice is like these crazy forms, hardening the body. You know, I agree with body conditioning, like blunt force conditioning. But some of the stuff they do, I feel like is just kind of showing off how much they'll put up with. I don't know. So nowadays, the monks that would actually need to fight and be real warriors, I don't think that really exists. Maybe there are monk kind of people that join the military or whatever, but usually there's monks suggest like a pacifist bent, so I don't know that it really exists anymore. I think it was a thing back in the day. I think if a Shaolin dude does his splits and a backflip and, you know, you're like, oh, fuck, well, I've never seen the UFC in my life, so that's the most skilled combatant I'll ever meet in my lifetime. You know, that works. Now, what I do firmly still believe in is their ability to control their own bodies, right? Through breathing techniques, through focus, meditation, they can change their body temperature. We all know the story of they put the ice cold towel on their back and then they thaw it and dry it. you know, there are like physical human things that we are able to do that we just don't. If we had everybody going that deep, we'd probably find some other things that we could do, but only the extremes are going to do it. And then they aren't the type to like blast it all over social media and be like, look what we can do. They probably won't talk about it, you know? So we won't hear about 90% of the cool shit that happens, unfortunately. Well, actually, they need privacy in today's day and age, so, you know, it's fine. I'm going to allow it. It's fine. Okay. Well, party people, I need to get moving for the day. I mean, I've been moving, but, you know, moving on. So I'll probably be streaming again either tomorrow night or Tuesday. That's going to be, you know, in the dojo space, gi, black belt, all that stuff. Okay, so this was a little departure today, but I hope you had a good time. I certainly did. It makes working out a lot more fun, and the time's flown by. So, Shonen, Pure Technique, Os, thank you for coming by again. I appreciate you as always. It's a good talking shop. And I always, like I said, I end up learning something. So, Sensei likes that. Os. Konbanwa, have a good night. Bye, everybody.